Hello and welcome to today's tutorial, which is all about smelling fresh, aka deodorant. Now, most people don't have to think too much about deodorant. They go to the store, go down the deodorant aisle, and just pretty much grab a scent that they like. But I'm going to go a little bit further and talk about some reasons why you might not want to just go grab a deodorant off the shelf. The first thing is that there's a lot of yucky ingredients hiding in your deodorant. One of those top ingredients is parabens, and there have been many new studies with scientists trying to really pin down a link between parabens and breast cancer. They've actually found a lot of breast cancer tumors that are starting in the lymph nodes in the armpit, and they're just finding a lot higher incidences of breast cancer. And when they go and kind of dissect these tumors, they're finding parabens, which is really scary because there's a lot of parabens in a lot of cosmetic products. So we want to avoid those. Some other not so nice ingredients in conventional deodorants are the term fragrance. Now, fragrance, if it's just listed as fragrance, is usually a synthetic chemical, which obviously we don't want synthetic chemicals. Now, if you found a natural deodorant and it was scented with an essential oil, it would actually say which essential oil. But if you see that word fragrance, that means synthetic chemical, and we don't want that. So, and the third reason is price. Deodorant can get pretty pricey, especially once you try to go the more natural route. So I've found that making my own is more cost effective, and I'm aware of what's going in it. And it's really one of the most effective deodorants that I've had. Now, a couple of years ago, I started having reactions to every deodorant out there. I was getting rashes in my armpits, and then shortly after that, the deodorants just stopped working. So I decided to just forego deodorant, and that was in July, and July is hot. And I quickly realized, nope, still need deodorant, just have to find the right one. So I tried a couple natural deodorants, and they just weren't working the way that I wanted, but I didn't want to go back to the more toxic versions of deodorant, so I decided I was going to make my own. And after some tweaking of some recipes, I found one that I really like. It works for my sensitive skin. I've tested it through multiple summers, and I just really like it. So super simple. It's 3 ingredients, well 4 if you count your essential oil. So cornstarch. You are going to want to get an organic cornstarch because, again, it's touching your skin, and it takes about 26 seconds for anything that touches your skin to be absorbed. So you want to make sure this is a non-GMO organic cornstarch. Cornstarch is going to help be that silky, powdery, keep you feeling fresh and dry. Also, there will be some baking soda. Now, the baking soda is going to help keep you clean. A lot of times there's baking soda in a lot of cosmetics. You'll see that in baking soda in some of the whitening toothpaste. And this can be a little bit irritating, which is why you mix it with the cornstarch. These two things together are going to keep you feeling dry. This is going to be the part of the deodorant that kind of avoids those wet pit stains. Now, because this can be a little bit more irritating, the cornstarch really helps to kind of buffer for sensitivities. This is the workhorse. This helps soften the blow. So I use equal parts, but if you find that the deodorant's a little bit too strong, or if it stings if you put it on right after you shave, Put a little bit more cornstarch, a little less baking soda. I don't have a problem with these two mixed in equal portions. So for my recipe today, I have 2 tablespoons of each of these. Now the third ingredient is organic coconut oil. Some people can use coconut oil on its own for masking, like helping get rid of that bacteria, and it's the bacteria in your armpit that make it kind of stinky. So this helps get rid of that bacteria and prevent the smell. But I find that I'm still a little bit wet unless I have the dry ingredients. So this is gonna help you not stink. These are gonna help you not be wet. So I have this amber jar, and this is what I use for my deodorant. You can see I've got a little bit left. I'm ready to make a new batch, so here we are. Now, as I said before, I have equal parts of the baking soda and cornstarch. So I've already measured it out. This is 2 tablespoons is what I'm doing for this size jar. Again, you know, depending on what jar you want to make it in, you can buy a plastic container that rolls up that you just go like this. If you want to go that route, that's totally cool. I just bought a jar, so that's what I use. So now you've got this, you're gonna mix it together. Okay, now I have already melted my coconut oil. This is the part where it's not an exact science because I'm going to pour, and I'm just going to mix until I get a nice smooth consistency. Now at first you might be thinking, this is gonna be absolute glop in my armpits. But as the coconut oil cools back to room temperature, it's gonna solidify. At room temperature, coconut oil is a solid, so that's why I have to melt it first before we make this. Now at this point, we're gonna mix in our essential oils. So I am going to grab those. Let's see, what do I want to use this time? Last time when I made deodorant, I used lavender. It's a very calming essential oil for skin, very soothing, really great, especially if you're prone to razor bumps. This time I'm going to go for a more citrusy, I did 4 drops of lemon. I am going to do another 4 drops of wild orange. And another good skin oil is geranium, super soothing for skin. So I'm gonna do, I think, 5 of this one. And there's 5, okay. So I like to change out my oils. I usually do lavender, but the citrus and a little floral are nice too. So that way I don't get bored of the same old deodorant. So I'm just gonna keep on stirring right now, making sure I've got all of the coconut oil mixed in and there's no dry clumps. So right now, it actually, oops, there's a clump. See, that's why we stir really good. All right. So right now, if you were to look at this, you would think it's probably a little too liquidy, and you're gonna think, how is this gonna go on your armpits? But just remember, stir it really well, and it will solidify as it cools. And if you do find that you have made it a little too runny, you can always add more cornstarch and baking powder in equal proportion. So you can see right now it is runny, but by the time it cools it'll be solid. So each morning what I do is just get a little chunk, melt it a little bit in my fingers, and rub it in. So that is my tutorial for deodorant, and I would love for you to try this. Let me know what you think, and enjoy. Thank you.